By the end of this video, you'll understand why the design process has flipped and why, as a product manager, you should now be defining things to help you discover, not the other way around. That's a really big shift because for the last 10, 15 years, we've all been taught the same thing. You start with discovery, you speak to users, you understand their problems. Then you define, then you design, then you build. That's the classic model. Whether you call it design thinking or a double diamond, it's always been discover, define, build. And to be honest, that's how I've worked most of my career. Over a decade in product, building new products from scratch, going from early ideas through discovery into design into launch, and then iterating. Even more recently, we framed these as 3 loops: imagine, make, scale. And still, it follows the same logic. You imagine based on an insight, then you make, then you scale. But I think that model is starting to break, or at least it's not the only way to work. I saw a great post from a product designer called Clinton Michael recently. He shared this side by side. On the left, a UI generated by AI. On the right, his own refined version. And what he said really stuck with me. He doesn't start from scratch anymore. He starts messy. He throws an idea into AI and gets something back, and then reacts to it. And the important part of this is the AI output isn't the solution. It's the starting point. It gives you something to push against. And that completely changes the design process because now you don't need to fully understand a problem before you can start creating solutions. You can generate something first and then use that to challenge your thinking, spark better questions, and uncover what actually matters. You can define to help you discover. That's the flip. And when you zoom out a bit, this actually connects to something much bigger. Because human-centered design, this way of working that most of us product managers have been taught, is only one way of designing. It's about understanding user needs, identifying pain points, solving clearly defined problems, and it's incredibly valuable. But it's not the only approach. There's also things like speculative design, where instead of asking what do users need today, you ask what could the future look like? And historically, that's been harder to do because imagining something is one thing, but making it real enough for people to react to, that takes time. AI removes that barrier. Now you can take something that exists purely in your head and turn it into something tangible in minutes. You can say, what if onboarding worked like this? Or what if this product didn't have a dashboard at all? Or what if this entire flow was reversed? And instead of debating it abstractly, you can show it. People can react to it, critique it, build on it, and suddenly you're not just discovering problems, you're discovering possibilities. And this is where I think a lot of early career product managers, and honestly, some of the more experienced ones too, are still working in an old model, waiting for perfect clarity, waiting for all the research, waiting until you're ready to design. But now you don't need to wait. So here is how I'd actually start working differently if I were you. First, stop starting from zero. When you're thinking about a new feature or idea, don't begin with a blank page. Generate something. Use AI to generate a user interface for your idea, or maybe a process flow or something that brings it to life. Not because your idea is right, but because it is something. Second, use outputs to drive better discovery. Take that rough concepts to users, not as the answer, but as a provocation. Ask them, what feels off here? What would you change? What would you actually do with this? Would you even use it? You'll get far richer feedback than if you just asked abstract questions. Third, lean into iteration, not perfection. The real skill now isn't coming up with the perfect idea up front. It's shaping, refining, and pushing something beyond this looks okay. That's the part that AI doesn't do for you. Just like in that example from Clint and Michael earlier, the magic wasn't in that first output, the AI generated application. It's what that inspired him to do afterwards. And that's the real shift here. It's not just that AI can generate ideas, it's that it gives you something to react to, so you can go much further, much faster. So, yes, we should absolutely stay human centered. We should still talk to users, understand their needs. But now we can define the future first and use that to discover what actually matters. If you found this video useful, then make sure you give it a like. And if you want more content like this, practical advice on how to be a better product manager and how to actually use AI in your day-to-day work, then make sure you subscribe to this channel. I'd also love to know how you're using AI in your own product design process. Let me know in the comments below and maybe we can get a bit of conversation going. Perhaps it will even inspire a future video. In the meantime, best of luck on your product design journey.